Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Thursday night match day preview. I'm, of course, your host, Martin the Governor Lambert, and I have got a delightful menu for you this evening of talking points and contributors. Although, you know, the Gov has had to shuffle his squad a little bit this afternoon and bring a man off the bench that we wanted to keep fresh for a couple of more shows just yet, because obviously it's big weekend coming up. Town are at home, so we're live from the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue, pre-game and of course post-game, and this man is a vital cog in that wheel in the production of those live shows, so I want to keep him fresh, but no, he's off the bench. He's here, he's ready to go. He's got his 11s in for this weekend, and he's feeling, he tells me, rather positive. And I whisper that because, you know, whenever we mention that word positive around here, something always comes up and ruins it. But what could possibly go wrong this weekend? Well, apart from the result, but apart from last weekend, keep the positive mind, keep the positivity. See what I mean? It very easily can be derailed. We've got a wonderful, busy chat going on, which I absolutely love to see. Do not forget, we would like you to hit the like button if you do enjoy what we do. If you're not yet hit subscribe, then of course, please hit subscribe. And you can support us through Ko-Fi. Mark Alga, I'm going to attend Saturday, so it's got win written all over it. Well, Mark, your hard luck, it might not be hard luck, it might be a wedding or something, but your hard luck hopefully will be our good fortune. Anthony Steele, good evening all. Lee Brown, good evening. Emerson, good evening. Infamous Greggy, who is our new Cambridge correspondent. He asked if he could be. I can't see why not. It's a non-paying title though, Greggy. Don't be thinking you'll be putting your P45 in and getting your invoice in the post, because no. You won't be getting paid for it. Andy, hello. Good evening, Andy. Robert, Mike the Fisherman. Now, this is a story. It's the why he can't be on the show tonight. He sat on the bank waiting for the wife to tell him if it's safe to come home. Don't know what. My boy has a COVID test. I'll be joining Martin on the show tonight. You see, there you go. Mike, open and transparent as always. We have got absolutely loads of you jumping on, and I will come through the messages as I can. Colin Plum, good evening. Alex, good evening. Owen, Sheffield Wednesday will be a tough old opponent. Sneaky 2-1 win for us. I'm saying absolutely love it. Right, we've got a couple of things. First of all, Prediction League. We're going to mention that. So if you've not yet done that, the link's in the chat. If the two contributors haven't yet done that, now's the time to do it very quickly, gentlemen, because I'll be asking for your predictions this week on the games included. Got the Prediction League table. There is a spot prize this week, so when I come to it, listen up. Open up the ears. There's a spot prize courtesy of Matt Stannard. It's one not to be missed. We've got obviously some Wednesday thoughts, 1 to 11 of what we want to see this week, score predictions, and somebody from the Sheffield Wednesday Till I Die podcast joining us. So Coxie just messaged saying he's done his. Coxie, you are an absolute legend. As Ben's on your message through saying he's done his, I will bring the man who says he's done and dusted. Give Ben a little bit more time. Here is, of course, Mr. Brickhouse. Peter Cox. Yeah. Welcome in, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Good. Yourself?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. I'm slowly getting there. I think that's the key word there.
Good.
Ryan says, do I get Inverness correspondent? Ryan, you ask, you shall receive. We now have a Cambridge correspondent, an Inverness correspondent. They are now the eyes and ears on the ground in Inverness and Cambridge, giving us the news that matters and bringing us up to date every week, hopefully. Does a lot happen in Inverness, do you think, Coxie? Coxie, hello? Earth to Coxie.
I don't know. Where is it? I know it's in Scotland somewhere.
I know you've seen Scotland
Hello?
somewhere. Coxie, are you there? Coxie,
I'm there? Yes, but not in Inverness. Yes, but,
well, you're acting as if you are. I mean, you're coming through on such a monumental time delay. In a minute, I might tell you if we won this weekend or not. But while you thought you. Well, exactly. Could save you, a big round trip there. But while you're sorting that out, I will bring Ben in. So Coxie, yes, try and sort your internet out there, son, because it's get the the hamster running a bit faster. The man with about 1 million sayings. He loves to compare things with relationships. It is, of course, our milk train man, Ben Adams.
God, is that who I am now? This is literally who I am. I can. Oh my God, I've finally done it. I've turned into that guy.
It becomes you in the end. Lee Anderson says it's Inverness on the north coast above Loch Ness. I've been to Loch Ness. Didn't see Nessie. Apparently, she was out that afternoon. Have you been to Loch Ness there, Ben?
I've always wanted to go. I kind of want to believe in Nessie in the same way I want to believe in Santa Claus, but I don't think that exists. Oh, it wouldn't be great to see, though. Love to see
if any children are watching this, what Ben says is not that of the network or the platform. It is his own views. He is talking rubbish. Of course, Santa is real. Absolute
good point. Yes, you're right.
Nonsense, man.
Drunk. Yeah, on that. Yeah,
you banged your head.
Santa's
Colin Plum hasn't heard it on the bench yet with Paul on Saturday. If not, he'll set off the director's box with O'Leary and Ashton. And Duncan says, Ben, can we have another rousing speech, please, from the cook whisperer Colin Plum? And good evening. Oh, yes. I don't know if you heard the story, but Colin whispered in O'Leary's ear, Ashton's ear, then he's whispering in Cook's ear.
I didn't hear that as much of a whisper. It was something like, I fucking love you, mate. I thought that was, do you know what? That was knowing Colin, knowing what this club means to him, all what he's been through, going with his dad to get the ear of that. That's just loads of years of emotion, a real moment of happiness. It heartened me to see that. If anything, that made my day more than the result. So, Colin, I'm glad you got that moment. God bless you, man.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He's a great guy, Colin. But yes, we all heard the fucking love you. I think even Ryan, our Inverness correspondent, heard that without the use of a video. Have you got your prediction league in? Everyone's saying the link doesn't work. We had this at the weekend, where I sent it 3 times. And then the third time it worked, but it was the same link every single time. So we'll try that one. You watch and tell me it doesn't work again. But anyway, have you put your predictions in for this weekend?
Have I? Yes.
Good man. We'll run through them very shortly. If you haven't, you can use the link to quickly do so, sir. Ben Moore, evening, lads. How are we this evening? Looking forward to seeing you Saturday. And you, Ben. And you. Do you know this? They reckon over 20,000 people will be at Portman Road this Saturday, Ben.
Oh, wow. Love that. 20,000 people. What one win will do, hey? What one win will do. Just that little flicker of light, the flicker of hope, and the people will come. If you build it, he will come.
They will come. Absolutely. Well, 20,000 people, so it's going to be pretty busy. Looking forward to seeing everybody at the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue before the game for the show and for a little bit of a chin wag. Then, of course, everyone after the game at the Sir Ralph statue. I mean, a lot of chin wagging goes on off camera, isn't it? Doesn't it, Ben? The camera comes on and we finish off basically what conversations we've been starting.
This whole conversation is basically a series of full stops to everything we talk about in the week. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's great fun. It's great fun, and obviously we see a lot of the community. But
yeah,
since they've closed off Portman Road, it can get pretty busy around. You'd agree, right? You're one of those people that have sort of been affected by that, haven't you, with the jams?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a nightmare getting out, to be honest with you. I mean, because we do the after show, by the side of Sir Alf, thankfully we avoid most of it. So most of it's gone by the time my dad and I have walked back to the car. But it is a nightmare. But we had to leave early last week, as you know. But I couldn't do the after show, and it was just a nightmare the whole way around. But I don't mind doing that off the back of a great performance and 3 points.
Absolutely.
That means I can bask in the glory. I can listen to Suffolk. I can stick you guys on the phone. It's when it's a cold Tuesday night and the traffic's burning and we've had a terrible game, which I don't like it. But that ain't going to happen again. So okay.
Possibly not. But whether you've won or whether you've lost, because you can come by and say hello to your Talking Town family, get on the show, listen to the show, because that can be just as amusing sometimes. Particularly if Colin has come out of Portman Road and he's got steam coming out of his ears. Don't drive to the game. Use our partners, Ipswich buses. Go contactless. And just cruise into town using their buses, watch us after the game, and watch everybody else in the traffic jam and think, ha ha, suckers. Isn't that right?
Makes sense.
Perfect sense. Love it. That was completely unscripted, but I think we did it. That
was brilliant. That wasn't unscripted. There's masses of words in front of your camera. That was just good.
Yeah, there's a guy off to the bit with a little play prompter. Yes. Ben Mill, always will be there on a Saturday. Midweek will be harder for me. Is that an excuse I hear, Ben? I hope it's not. Ryan Goldsmith. The attendances all season for a side 3 years deep in League One have been incredible. Absolutely. And Mark asks, new safe standing section would it be behind the dugouts? No, because the behind the dugout has to be kept free now for the remaining squad players to sit. It makes sense for these sort of safe standing areas they're going to be putting in a lot of football clubs just to use what I would call our north stand, because our north stand don't sit. So just rip up the seats and put in the safe rows. Hi, Danny.
Could you hear that? Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry, she's standing there with an Oculus, guiding her way through the house because she does her exercise inside. So she's standing with an Oculus.
Brilliant.
If you take any steps forward, darling, you're going to show yourself to many hundreds of people. And that's going to be really bad. She's bought a song on Beat Saber, but she needs my account to okay the purchase. So just as well I'm on here.
Like a child.
Yeah, literally like a child. You know when you have a child who goes on the mobile phone and uses daddy's credit card, and then you've got an £8,000 bill because you've downloaded all of Rihanna's albums to Beat Saber to. Literally my life right now. So I now have to confirm a purchase for Christ knows.
You confirm the purchase. Oh, look at the chat. This is a Thursday night, which chill to the core night because it's the weekend fast approaching. So nothing is. It's lucky we're not up for an award or something, isn't it? Really? Do you know what I mean? Like if we were up for an award, and Bianca Westwood, one of the judges, might be watching this. Good God, what might she be thinking? Anyway,
could be thinking why is Milk Tray Man's wife spending $8.99 on 4 Billie Eilish songs? Jesus. Right, I'm cancelling that. Done.
Because she's a bad girl.
Yeah, she did it.
That's the number one. That's the only time I know Billie Eilish. Anyway, Victoria Henderson. I'm next there for the Shrewsbury game. Who's up? Always up for a drink after a game, Vicky. Let's get that arranged. Let's get some TT community there. That'd be absolutely great. Ben Moore, college mate. We'll train back from the summer after. Unless I can start my dad's. Matt Stannard. That's genius. I need to do that at my wife's. Amazon. Sarah Davis. Hi, Government Ben. Hope you're feeling better, mate. See you Saturday. Absolutely, Sarah. You really will. Right, Coxie should be back. You with us, Coxie?
Go on.
I'm here.
There he is.
There we go. He's back from Inverness. Absolutely stunning. Let's get cracking into some of our prediction league. We do have a spot prize this week. So open the ears, listen up. We've got a spot prize, and it is on Ipswich Town versus Sheffield Wednesday, because courtesy of Matt Stannard, who's an absolute hero of the TT community, and one step away from being a moderator in our YouTube chat. One step away. Doesn't know that yet, but there you go, Matt. We have got a virtual ticket, so it's a ticket that you can watch from home. It's the Never Lost at Home new play from the Wolsey Theatre, obviously based around Ipswich Town Football Club and the story of never losing at home in the European competitions. I think it values something like £20. It's a spot prize. All you got to do to win that is get the correct score on this weekend's Ipswich Town versus Sheffield Wednesday game. and you'll be entered into a live draw. I'll do on the Sunday or the Monday, and the winner will be drawn with the use of our random wheel generator. How great is that, courtesy of Matt Stannard? Never Lost at Home, New Wolsey Theatre. You can watch it from home. It's an e-ticket, as they call it. Ben, talk to me. How good is that?
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
What was that to say?
Well, Never Lost at Home. Never Lost at Home. I don't think Norwich can claim that.
I don't think Norwich can claim anything.
Yet to win at home might be what Norwich can claim.
I mean, I want to make a point about Norwich, which is actually one more thing than they've got. Hey! Just then.
Curtis Shakes. Hello, good afternoon, gentlemen. No one told me that the other half of my brain was on the show today.
Which one is that?
I don't know. Cruncher asks, who won the away day beers? Well, that's coming up later on in this show, that live draw. So keep your eyes on the show, and you might find out.
A fun packed show tonight.
The platform that just keeps on giving. Ben Moore, I have some words Saturday, hopefully. It'd be good to talk to Ben, Coxie, Crunch, Matt. Absolutely, because Cox is another vital part of our match day show. Right, prediction league. Here we go, gentlemen. Town versus Sheffield Wednesday will come to last. Cambridge versus Fleetwood. Ben, give me a score prediction for Cambridge versus Fleetwood, please.
For me, that's a 2-1 to Cambridge. I like Cambridge. Nice little club.
Lancaster double, do you think?
Hey? Jack
Lancaster double, do you think?
It's got to be, really. Obviously. Since when the only thing that you have to guarantee to score is to basically leave Ipswich, and then you just start racking the goals up. So I'm going to go with Jack Lancaster double, 2-1 to Cambridge.
Swindon Town versus Colchester.
I'm going to go for a 1-1. Swindon, damn well run club in my opinion. I like them. Colchester. So yes, a Swindon v Ipswich B team 1-1, because we done the whole of last year with draws, and they're basically going to go through the pain that we all had to go through last year. So 1-1.
Absolutely. Coxie, I've left the worst till last. Everton versus pointless Norwich.
2-0 to the Toffees. The Toffees will chew up the budgies.
The Toffees will chew up the budgies. Look at old Coxie there. Matt, you're watching Simpson and Dobber on Saturday, mate's birthday. Good man. Matt, report back. You can be our Cole U correspondent. We've got a Cambridge, we've got an Inverness now, we've got a Cole U correspondent. Let us know how they get on.
We'll be talking to 0.5, won't it?
Absolutely. Coxie, last one for you. This is a game that's being played a couple of weeks' time, but I'm going to store the results away in my supercomputer, and I'm going to keep them back. It's London Bees versus Ipswich Town FC Women.
That's going to be a 6-0 to the Ipswich ladies, of course, not to the. They're not going to get stung there. They're going to be.
Love it. We've got the league table on the screen now. Mike Woods, Rob Smith, Ant Steele, Trevor, and Stephen Davis, top 4. Then we've got Taylor Poole on 9, and then we've got a load of 6s, a load of 3s. Absolutely top draw. Don't forget, I am giving away a copy of FM22. More details to come, but we're only about 5-6 weeks away from that. So keep entering. A free 60 seconds to enter competition for a chance to win that one. And we've got, there we go. That's the second part. And Matt Phillips, look, can you just see him all the way down there?
He's all the way down. Oh, just below Rich, who's also who's on 3. Considering I've only done about half of them, Rich is on the same amount I am. So I just thought that'd be worth it.
Where are you? Where are you?
3. Right
3.
Inside, 2/3
cool.
way up.
There you go. You see, so you're both on 3. But Matt, who he's on that big number called 0. Well done, Matt. Keep trying, mate. Right. Loving your style, Coxie, says Matt Stannard. In the town, and Gov would rather be an SBR. Why are we not relocating this mate's birthday to the SBR, son? Well, let's make it happen. Talking of which, 20,000 fans will be there on Saturday. Sheffield Wednesday versus Ipswich Town. Reverse that. It's Ipswich Town versus Sheffield Wednesday at Portman Road, which is off the back of a win, a 1-0, a clean sheet. How are we feeling as we head into it then, gentlemen? Coxie, how are you feeling as we head into this weekend?
Well, after last week's 1-0 away at Lincoln, and let's face it, we've had some pretty nightmarish visits there over the last few years. That was, of course, going back, it was Mick McCarthy, probably the beginning of the end of Mick McCarthy, where we had the FA Cup game and we got humiliated on the BBC, I think, which is nothing new. A damn sight more positive as we come on when we do our teams. I don't want to segue into that too early, but I think it should be. Hopefully, Mr. Cook will keep an unchanged side, except for the one we'll get the player we think we know he's going to be out injured for a wee while, but it should be something to build on.
Okay, obviously Wednesday Ben are a team that we have faced over the years that maybe have sort of cost a lot of demons, I suppose, like Paul Jules. Chris Hutchison's first game in charge at Kedeka Boss was against Wednesday, a game which we were 3-0 down, I believe, inside 20 minutes from my memory. It's not always been the best team to play for us. That's what I'm trying to get at, I suppose, is Wednesday. How are you now after, Coxie just said there, neither was Lincoln, beat them 1-0. Is it a case of going into it confident but still the underdog so can play without pressure, or is it now pressure back on with 20,000 fans and a win in the bank? What do you think?
Funnily enough, I would actually say the pressure's still off. Yes, they've been traditionally quite tough to play against, but then so have all the teams we've just played. I remember us saying on the show before Lincoln, it would be typical bloody Ipswich to go to Lincoln and to beat Lincoln and come away with 3 points. And it was typical Ipswich who done that. So I'm kind of thinking, for me, it's all up in the air right now. I don't think we can go on form or past history on anything right now, because Saturday really kind of, for me, shook things up a bit and really kind of made me think, oh, wow, anything's possible. If I was Paul Cook, I'd be saying, right, lads, you've had a great win and a clean sheet. Let's just keep it going. If we don't win today and we draw, that might be okay. But I think we go into it with a bit less pressure off. And I still think the Town fans are realistic enough to know we're certainly not going to go on an 18-game winning streak. So I just say, let's just play well. Let's just bed in something that actually worked, and that might be enough, So I'm feeling really good about it, actually. I'm feeling really optimistic. Funnily enough, I woke up this morning thinking it was Saturday for some reason because I dreamt of Ipswich last night. And I woke up thinking, God, fantastic. The sun's shining. We're going to win. As it turned out, I've got 2 more days of work left. But I capture that feeling that engulfed me from my pillow, and I think it stayed with me, and I'm going to ride it into Saturday on a wave of optimism and happiness. I think we're going to win.
One of the worst feelings in the world is waking up on a Wednesday or Thursday thinking it's the weekend and it's not.
It hurts.
Suddenly had the reality. You think, oh.
I had to take paracetamol.
Yeah,
it's awful. It hurt me. Yeah,
rock and roll, are you?
Rock and roll. No, but then you think, actually, do you know what? It's Thursday, so it's Talking Town, which means it is the weekend fast coming. When you see this beautiful show,
it's the run-in.
Absolutely. And tomorrow you got the press conference reaction, and you just know from this point on, it's all going to be hopefully 3 points.
I've got to agree with Lewis Robinson there. Monkey off our back, minimum of 4 points from the next 2 games, and we're off and running. I would agree with that because I don't think anyone's expecting, wins and wins and wins on the bounce. Next 2 games, if we can draw 1 and win 1, I agree with that. That's a really massive turnaround from where we've come from. So that's a great comment. That.
Well, let's jump to that then, I suppose, because that's a great comment, and I'll come back to the comments again in a second. There's a few more I'd like to pull up, but you got Wednesday, then you've got Doncaster on the Tuesday, and then you've got Accrington and
watching that. Yeah,
Stanley? Is it already Accrington and Stanley on the week after? Bear with me a second.
It's Aki Stanley. It's
my brain is saying Aki, and the rest of you are going, it can't be that early already. But you're absolutely right. It's Wednesday, then Doncaster, then Accrington and Stanley, all in the space. How is September nearly finished? What the fuck is going on? That's where I'm getting myself a little bit confused. How can September nearly be over? Anyway, it is Wednesday, Doncaster, and Stanley, all in the space of 7 days. So that could be either really fruitful 7 days or either depressing 7 days or 7 days. What would you both class as a good 7 days for Cook and the football club? And then also the second part, the second part of that question is, what do you want from the next 7 days? And of course, realistically, 9 points, we all want that. We all, what do you want realistically, or what do you expect realistically? Coxie can start us off on that one. What's good for Paul Cook from this 7 days, and then what's your realistic target? Are they the same, or if not, why are they different?
I think what will be good for Paul Cook is, we don't lose. We remain sort of still keep the building blocks going. We don't lose any of the next 3 games. For me, there's a possibility of, I'm going to say 7 points. out of the possible 9.
Where are they coming from?
Win on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
win on Tuesday, a draw next week at Accrington Stanley.
Oh, I tell you, if you can get Accrington Stanley with 2 home wins under your belt, that would just, this place on Thursday night would be absolutely rocking. You try holding it back at that point. That'd be a tremendous couple of wins.
It was so great on Saturday coming on here and talking about a win instead of trying to pick out, where it went wrong. It was so brilliant.
Absolutely. Ben Moore says 9 points all day long. Not forgetting this is the guy who slid into my WhatsApp midweek and said we're going to lose Saturday. So suddenly he's found a bottle of optimism.
Love that. He's like a surfer. He's just caught the wave. It's just taken his board up. I love that.
So, yeah, not only has he found the bottle of optimism, Ben, he's just guzzled the whole 2.5 liters of it, and now he's swimming in 9 points. But yeah, what about you, Ben? Same questions, obviously.
I think a really good week would be 7 points. I think someone said it. I think it was Leander. I think he said 7 points. I agree with that. 2 wins and a draw would be absolutely amazing. What would be, I think, really, what I still think would be good and probably more realistic based on where we've come from, because we're not there yet. And I think as Jason Claydon says, Morty comes back on Tuesday. That's going to be interesting where he fits in. I would like to see 6 points as a minimum. 3 games. Oh, that's he's gone.
Right.
Yeah, 6 points. I'd like to say that would be a really good result. I think we've got a loss in us, and we're still doing our thing. But 7 will be a statement of intent, not just for other teams, but I think for the fans as well. Let's just see if this is a corner we've turned rather than a kind of a misnomer.
It's a sort of question we picked up on last weekend, and we'll probably pick up again over the weekend. Let's be honest, as we know more in terms of results. But Morsey, Tuesday night is first availability. Ben, does he come back into it for you to take Coxie out? If you win Saturday?
Yeah.
Does he come back? Okay, no, I'll broaden it. If you avoid defeat on Saturday, does he come back in?
Yes, but not as a starter. One of our huge things, what's been the key word of Ipswich Town for the last godforsaken bloody months, the word gelling. Well, we might have just seen the first bit of that gel starting to harden. Now, what I wouldn't want to do is bring someone in that might upset that, because if that back 4 has just found something between them that might work, okay, it's a combination because he plays in front of the back 4, but I don't want to change that. I would say, because we know his quality, and I think Cook has him for the captain, there's a reason he hasn't picked one yet, because it's going to be him. I would like to see him come on Tuesday as a substitute. Now, of course, that depends on the score. I think if we're drawing or we're both trying to get the win, I would actually bring him on, because that protecting your defenders. But not a starter, not yet. And bearing in mind, he's not played a lot of football recently. But I personally think he will be an incredible player for us. But you don't want to upset something that's just started working. If you've just got your engine running in your car and it's been sat on your drive and it's been sat and you've been trying to tinker, you get it. What you don't do is then rag it down the road full pedal, because you're going to blow it up again. You just need to ease it through. Come on in about 70 minutes. Let's see 20 minutes in front of 20,000 people. Fair enough. Let's see what you're made of. I like it. Do that.
And for those that had 28 minutes on their Ben Adams car analogy coupon this week,
only took us 20 minutes, didn't it?
I know, yeah. 28 minutes. Give yourself a round of applause. You've won the Ben Adams.
The relationship one's just down there. I want to spew it out, but I'm going to try and self-control this week.
I like that. I like a bit of self-control. 9 points, says Ben Moore. Mike Wood wants 9. No less than 5 would be okay. Clean sheet needed.
Lee Anderson there. Interesting. So Ben, you'll be just putting off the inevitable. Do you mean the inevitable as in it's inevitable that he will start, therefore you have to play him as soon as possible to bed him in as soon as possible? I say there's a transition period there where you stick with something that works, but you can bring him in. I'm not saying it takes 6 weeks for him to bed into a side. I'm just saying that very first one as a substitute, if that's a good 20 minutes and we can all see a good player, we can all see a system work in 20 minutes, then do it. But I agree, it's completely inevitable, but just the inevitability usually works in stages. So use the stages.
Okay, Matt Stannard. Ben, can I come to you when I need some analogies for work? Love them. Yeah, Ben's available for hire. He's available for hire. A question coming in on the chat, which I want to grab you because obviously Cox is on the Adam Flat Wi-Fi package this evening, is no Edwards seen among the training pictures released by the football club. Is it, if he can't go Saturday, how much of a blow is that? If it is a blow for you, and if it isn't a blow, why isn't it a blow?
I kind of get that feeling, you know, when KVY was injured, you know, when he scored, he had them amazing 9 games and he scored that absolute worldy goal and then he got injured. I kind of feel the same way about that with Edwards. But the reason I felt that with KVY is because he was the only player in the entire club that could do something like that. I'm disappointed I can't see Edwards because I think he is just joyful to watch. But we actually have so many other good players that the fact he's not there lessens the blow. Doesn't get rid of it, but it lessens that blow. So I don't really know too much about it. I was aware that he wasn't there. Do you know anything? Is it injury, presumably, or
currently? I do not know.
Has he been saying naughty things on Twitter? Because actually, that doesn't get you banned from the team, does it? So it can't be that. I don't know what it is.
Well, currently, I do not know. Paul Cook is very guarded with his press conferences.
He is.
So whether we find out tomorrow and have more to report back to you tomorrow evening, can't promise. Can't say either way.
Yeah.
But I'm actually a little bit more confident and comfortable with his injury now than I was maybe a fortnight ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, because, you know, look at last week. You had Selena, Bursant Selena in the middle. You had Fraser. Massive. You had Wes Burns, who's had a really good couple of weeks. If those 3 came out again and played 60, 70 minutes Saturday, that's still a very good front 3 at this level of football. Even inside the bottom 4 or 5 of the championship, you'd be thinking that's a great 3 players behind the striker.
But do you reckon some of you're not so worried about that, Gav, is because he plays a forward role and the area in the pitch where we're so blessed with a wonderful talent is forwards. Now, if he was a defender doing the equivalent in defence, yes, I'll be terrified and worried. But because we have so many other options around him and so many things we can do, it doesn't worry me as much. Now, if that happened to a defender where you're not seeing whoever, you know, Penny or someone for 3 weeks, I'll be thinking, oh shit, because that's the part of the team that needs to be playing every single week to gel. Oh, I said the word again. So I want to see him back because he just reminded me of a little. For me, it was like Giovanni Dos Santos. You know, just thinking, who is this guy? But then again, I thought that of 2 or 3 other people, so it lessens it a bit, maybe.
Yep, absolutely. There's this guy. Got him. Mike the Fisherman. Gov, where is the yacht tonight? Oh, I've anchored it off the coast of Saint Tropez. I've just sort of flown in for tonight's show.
That jumper's made of cashmere. All that money he's got.
Absolutely, mate. You know, absolutely. Look at that. Look, you don't buy a green screen for that. And Colin Plum. Wonder what you mean, Ben. Ben Moore.
Your Honour.
I got the receipt for this, all right?
Yeah.
Ben injuries, I think. Selena, Edwards, Burns, not a bad 3 behind Bond, who is irreplaceable at the moment. Yeah. Safety guy 20. We'll be back on takeaways if he. We'll be back on takeaways if he had to come out of the woodwork. If we lose on Saturday, good luck against the Winds.
We will be back on takeaways if the anti-cookers come out of the woodwork.
Oh, I see. It's a play on the anti-cookers. All right, not my dietary habits on a Saturday night. I thought he was getting at me.
That was 3 levels steep for a Thursday night. I'm only operating at 1.5 at the moment. Well done. Good comment. Yeah.
I thought the safety guy knew me personally. Was getting at my dietary habits. I am known for a takeaway. It is true. Yes. Probably fish and chips this weekend, if you must know. But after tonight's show on OTV, I'm not quite sure I'll be having to fish. But anyway, Colin Plum, Selena will start, I predict. Mike, I've got the email from the Swiss bank for you, Martin. Oh, it's going to go and go. Cox is still not back. So in the meantime,
Nessie's out. He's out there with the binoculars and on the phone to the sun.
We did say have you seen Nessie? And he said no. Well, Nessie's come to find him instead. Says he's a play on words cover with what we got there in the end.
Nessie on the podcast. He's following that. I tell you, he knows something about going under the radar before a massive, spurt out of the water to announce herself to victory to the world. So yeah, get Nessie on.
Absolutely. Anyway, all this talk of money, do not forget you can head over to our Ko-Fi link and donate to the platform through Ko-Fi. So if you do get value from the shows, of course, we do a number of live shows throughout the week, including the live match day shows on the Saturday, either in a studio if it's away or outside Portman Road, as it will be this weekend. And if you are going, do come and say hello. But if you do get value from us, you can support us from anything from 5, 10 and upwards a month. These wonderful people already do so. They already say to me they get value, so they're supporting us through the Ko-Fi link. So thank you. It's a thankful Thursday to every single one of these people. I've had the great fortune actually of meeting quite a few of these now, which is really, really good. And the misfortune of meeting a few of them as well. Leandro, no, I'm only joking, Leo. I love you, really. But no, thank you ever so much for supporting us. Links in the chat. If you do wish to, and you do get value from us, please go over and do that now. Right. Let me look at my list very quickly. What have we got left? Well, not a great deal. So I don't know where Coxie's gone, but it's time.
He's been eaten. Maybe it's been eaten. Oh, shit. Whoever feeds that bloody thing in the lake, in the lock?
I don't know. This is Ryan's fault. This is Ryan, our Inverness correspondent's fault. He started it all. Ben Moore, Talking Town on the 16th of October in the FCA. So thanks everyone for the views. And to all the haters who must respect for us now. Well, there we go. Right. Team for this week. You've both gone for the same team. Makes it easier. We have got James from the Wednesday Till I Die podcast joining us very shortly. So if you've got questions about Wednesday, their link-up play, their approach play, their goal scorers, their weak links, then get those questions in. This is Ben's team and Cox's team, funnily enough, for the weekend. Is it yours? We've got Haladki in goal, JD the Don at right back, Burgess, Edmondson, Penny, Evans, Carroll, Burns, Fraser, Sinnott, and Bond. Haladki in goal. He keeps a place for you, does he, Ben?
He does. Clean sheet, and that's more than anyone else has done. Now, none of our three keepers have had the greatest of starts, but a good start is a clean sheet. So for me, it almost looks like I'm pointing right down to it. Look at that. That's awesome. For me, Haladki, out of the three keepers, for me, he's been the least of the worst I've seen so far. But I think there's development there. So he stays in for me. The back four stay as they are, because that explains itself. I've already gone over that. You have to keep something that works. Evans and Carroll, I'm starting to see that kind of relationship being built. I think they actually play quite well off one another. I think that will change when Morsey's... How do you pronounce it? Is it Morsey?
Morsey, yeah.
Morsey. When Morsey's back, I think that will change. I don't quite know how yet, but I think that will change. But for Saturday, that's good. Selena and Burns, who Selena, what more can you say? Burns having some really good games. Fraser, I think, after a really, comparatively quiet start to what his ability is really starting to find who he is within the team and Paul Cook's system. Bon... What do you want me to say?
Absolutely.
The only question for me is, how much are we now going to budget to buy him in January?
It's true.
That's it. If we get rid of Bond in January, then for me it'll be 5 years stepped back in time. Everything now should be, we've got our team. Don't go and buy any other players. We've got enough. Our whole transfer budget in January should be keeping Bond, buying him. I love that guy. I love watching him play. I love the fact he's local. He seems like a really nice guy as well. Really nice guy. And it's everything I want to see in an Ipswich player. It's a perfect guy.
People are saying, Penny, Coulson, Penny. We believe at this moment in time, Coulson isn't going to make it on Saturday. We don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
If Coulson can play Saturday, does he keep his place for you? And I'll hopefully try and bring Coxie and I'll ask Coxie this question. Coxie, are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Perfect. Penny, Coulson, Penny. If Coulson can play Saturday, does he start, or is it still Penny because you're not quite sure and you've got Tuesday on the horizon as well?
If Coulson, it's an easy answer. If Coulson's available, he's got to stay in the side, really. Yeah, he's sort of just for that continuity and try to build a winning side. But yeah.
Okay. All right, absolutely. That's the only real question mark people have got coming through on the team, guys. You've done really well with that. Apparently, you've knocked it completely and utterly out of the park. We've got through 40 minutes without mentioning social media antics, and it's now time for our wonderful guest. We've got somebody from the Wednesday Till I Die podcast joining us. His name is James, so give him a royal Talking Town welcome of approval. James, welcome in. How you doing, buddy?
All right, James.
Hi, mate. How are you going? You all right?
Yeah,
we're good. We're good. We're fresh off a
good.
1-0 win last weekend, so we're feeling, I wouldn't say overly, exuberant with positivity and excitement, but we're like that guy. It's lunchtime on a Sunday. We're coming out of the hangover. We're not quite sure if we're going to be all right, but we're feeling it. So we're hoping it's going to be good. How did Wednesday get on last weekend?
Disappointing 1-1 draw at home to
Shrewsbury, wasn't it? Was it Shrewsbury? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, it's one of them ones where we just had 2 defeats. Got his first defeat against Morecambe away, and then got royally beat against Plymouth. That was 3-0. So the next home game, and to be fair, to say we had 2 defeats, we were quite optimistic. But yeah, I mean, we should have won that game. That game should have been done and dusted by 25 minutes.
No, that feeling.
Yeah, Barry Bannon missed a penalty just before 25 minutes, and it kind of all come tumbling down after that one. Like I said, we should have been well out of the way. But yeah, these things happen. That's why we like football at the end of the day. So, we just the problem is we're just not having as many shots as what we perhaps should. We're not even knocked on the door, but we haven't played well. I would say at all this season. I think we're in the same situation as you. We've made 13, 14 new signings. So
oh wow, didn't realise there's that much.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. I mean, you look at the side on paper, we should walk this league. Do you know what I mean? The signings that we've made, wing, you've got Byers, you've got Gregory up front, Berahino that we've signed.
He was from Stoke, wasn't he?
He was at Stoke, and then he went to some foreign side. I think he was playing in France. I think somewhere. Okay. So, but yeah, he was with Moore when he was at West Brom. So Moore knows him quite well. But yeah, we haven't been firing. And unlike yourself, obviously you're scoring loads of goals, shipping them in at the back. We're totally the opposite. We're not conceding many. Obviously, we conceded 3 at Plymouth, but we're not scoring many either. So it's going to be interesting on Saturday to see how it plays out.
Why do you reckon that is? I mean, you kind of seem to have the same, the opposite problem that we do, which is you're really shored up at the back, but you're not firing at the front. And do you think that's the system that you're playing? I mean, what is the manager's ideal system, and how is that kind of working for you at the moment?
It's a bit like what you just showed up, really, like a 4-2-3-1, or it was more like a 4-3-3 at the weekend. But Gregory's just getting isolated. The problem is, I know you asked the question earlier. What is like the weakness? And if you can stop Barry Bannon from playing, we just don't play whatsoever. That and I don't think that's I think that's more of a Barry Bannon problem. He's one of them players that he has to do everything. And for example, at the weekend, he missed the penalty. And I think he felt responsible for. Obviously, he missed the penalty, but he felt like he had to do everything then, and it just the whole shape just fell down. So, he then drops deep, and when he drops deep, we've already got Sam Hutchinson. He's been playing at centre back for most of the season, but he got pushed up into like more of a defensive midfield role. But then Barry Bannon were there as well. So then the whole midfield just got bypassed, and we're just not getting the ball up to Gregory. I mean, to be fair, we did have quite a few chances on Saturday, so it were a bit different. But then again, you'd like to think that you would get a few chances against Shrewsbury, but just not too many shots on target. We're almost trying to walk the ball in, and it's we don't need to do that. We've got to realise that we're in League One. There's no disrespect, but it's tough this division. Do you know what I mean? When you don't get the freedom that you get perhaps in the Championship or anything like that.
All sounds too familiar.
It does, Coxie. I'm kind of wondering, because for us, there's a kind of a disconnect between, because what you just said is quite true. You said we've got the players to walk the lead, but we just haven't started firing.
Yeah.
Same with us. So with our fans, there's a massive expectation, maybe a bit of an arrogance, but maybe a bit of hope as well. Maybe it's not all arrogance, but it's like we should be winning this league and getting to the Championship. We shouldn't be losing against this. The disconnect between the expectation and what's happening is massive, and it's really kind of our fan bases in a lot of different places about it. So how does your start this season reflect back upon your fan base? How have you kind of handled? Because I think is it what three wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's yeah, that's right. Three wins and a draw in the first 4. We were like, HMS Pistol League.
Yeah.
And then since then we've only picked up the point.
Well, at least your HMS Pistol League actually left the port, even if it got stuck out in the harbour. But ours hasn't left the port yet. But
exactly.
How do your fans? What's happening with you guys at the moment? Where are you guys at?
It's a funny one because obviously we got relegated last season, and to be fair, like speaking to some people, once the season had finished, we pretty much had about 5 first-team players. That was it. And to be fair, there's only perhaps Hutchinson, Bannon. I think that's about it. They're the 2 that were actually like playing regularly last season. Everyone else is either new or we've had 2 that have come back from injury. And Iofa, all right, Luongo, he's injured again. But, we brought in a whole new team, and it was just like up until the end of the Euros, it were a bit doom and gloom. And then all of a sudden, the momentum started building. We started signing new players. The players that we were signing looked, really exciting. And we come to the start of the season, we think it was strange. We had like a better side than we had last season. And I think us getting relegated, we managed to sign better players than we would have last season as well.
Oh, wow.
So if we'd have stayed up,
wow.
I think that's just because you're coming in. Players are coming into a side that is expected to do well this season, whereas last season we'd have perhaps kept hold of a few people that we perhaps shouldn't have done. We're really optimistic come the start of the season. The fact that we got 10 points in 4 games, and we'd not conceded a goal for I think 3 games it was, and Bailey, Peacock, Farrell were saving penalties, and it were like it were almost like we're untouchable. And I'm glad that we got. I know it sounds really strange, but the fact that we got beat by Morecambe when we did, and perhaps the defeat at Plymouth, it's a bit of a wake up call that it's not as easy as what I mean.
It's funny, isn't it? It's like you could be wearing an Ipswich shirt right now. It's so strange. I'm listening to you thinking, Jesus Christ, that is mirrored.
Sounds similar, yeah.
Morecambe, destroying you, expectation, signing. Yeah, Jesus, it's such a parallel, isn't it? And
yeah, I mean, so in answer to your question, like it was strange. Like I said, we went into that game on Saturday against Shrewsbury off the back of 2 defeats, and Hillsborough were rocking. Do you know what I mean? Like the first 15 minutes, it was like
such a great ground. I've been there a couple of times. Such a fantastic football ground. Loads of history, love it.
And it's been a long time since it's been like that. Well, I say a long time, like 3 or 4 seasons. It's been drab, and but the fact we're rocking, and when we got the penalty, I was thinking, this is it. It's gonna be like 3, 4, 5-0. This, we're gonna pace them, and then they finished the game and they were getting booed off the pitch. I didn't boo them, but they were boos and stuff, and it was just. I mean, football fans are very fickle, and I think if you.
We're all guilty.
I said it. Yeah, I said at the start of the season, I got a bit shot down for it, but I said like, just missing out on the playoffs isn't really a bad, isn't a bad result. I mean, looking back on that, we should be pushing for automatic promotion, but the reason why I said that is based on what I felt when we got relegated at Derby the last game of the season. I thought we were probably going to go, straight through and into League Two. That's how bad it was, and so you've got to have a bit of like reflection and what have you, and think actually, look, if we need to be getting in the playoffs, I'm not saying that I wouldn't be happy to finish outside the playoffs, but it wouldn't be such a disaster. But I said I got a bit shot down for saying that. So.
Well, trust us. We've been here a long time now. It's not as easy as people think League One should be for big clubs. Well, we ourselves, your start sounds a little bit like our start under Lamb, in the sense of you win games, but you're not quite sure how you're winning them. You're not playing well, and all those sorts of things. But Barry Bannon's a player that you've managed to keep hold of. We've all seen the video clip, I'm sure, of Barry Bannon running what seemed like the length of the pitch to make that last.
Against Huddersfield in the cup,
yeah, absolute tremendous. But he's a quality player, and how vital is he to what Wednesday want to do on a match day?
Barry Bannon's it's a funny one. Hands down, he's the best player that we've got. Like without a shadow of a doubt, he shouldn't be playing in League One. You could argue that he should be in a top Championship side, easily. Like he would fit in a Brentford side in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? He's that good.
Tidy player, yeah.
But the problem is, and it's kind of split the opinions from many Sheffield Wednesday fans over the few weeks. Is like I've already alluded to it. He tries to do everything, which sometimes is at the demise of the style of play that we want to play. He's like, he drops deep and he picks the ball up off the defence, and he needs to be further forward. Like in the first 25 minutes against Shrewsbury, he was doing that. Sam Hutchinson was playing in that defensive midfielder role, and I think it gave him that bit of confidence. And he played the through ball in for the penalty, and that's where he needs to be out, like in that number 10 role. That's where he needs to play, and he needs to have the patience and do that. And I think because he's playing in a side that's not as good as what he is, and he's by far the best player. Like I said, he feels like he needs to do everything, and in order for us to play well, he needs to just have that trust in his players and stuff. And until he gets that, like I say, it's a strange one. I mean, we were talking on our podcast after the Shrewsbury game, and we're saying, do we need to drop him? I know that sounds really, really strange, but
wow,
do we need to have do the other? We've got players that are capable enough, but it's almost like because he demands the ball all the time. All we do is we just pass it to Barry Bannon. That's all we do. So yeah, he's an absolute quality player, but everything goes through him. And what's been happening, Plymouth did it, Morecambe did it, Shrewsbury did it to a certain degree, although we kind of did it ourselves, is if you stop Barry Bannon from playing, we haven't really got a plan B, and it seems to all come crumbling down. So if Ipswich can do that on Saturday, you'll probably, well, Sheffield Wednesday aren't going to win, put it that way.
Listen up, Cookie. So hearing that, and then hearing that question you asked your podcast, what was the answer? Do you drop Barry Bannon? And if you do, how do you find that plan B?
But the thing is, we've not dropped him for.
No, but what was your podcast answer? Could you ask that hypothetically? Do we drop him? Did you guys think you should, or I'm intrigued to find out what you think should happen.
It's a funny one. Personally, I'll be intrigued to find out what would happen. Personally, I think I'm one of the ones that he just needs to get further forward. And on Saturday, I felt like he was the kind of root cause of not winning that game. All right, okay. He crossed the ball in for the first goal. He created he made the pass for the penalty. We had a goal disallowed, which he got the assist for that one. But for me, he just does too much. And I don't know. It's a tricky one. We were a bit undecided. I think we come to the conclusion that he does need to play, but he just needs to be a bit more disciplined, I'd guess, in terms of the shape that we want him to play. That look, they're all new players. Like we're chopping and changing the side. I've heard you talking about that you need to stick with a winning side and things. I don't think we've played the same 11 two games in a row or like this season.
It's funny, isn't it? Because you got it's injuries, like I say, because you got those 3 wins in a draw, which makes you think, okay, you obviously found a settled side and you stuck with it. No, you've actually changed it.
Yeah, it's been chopping and changing. We've got more wingers than you can shake your fist at. Do you know what I mean? And he's not. People have been saying, what is Darren Moore's best 11? And we don't know. We still don't know what the best side is. We've still got Windass that's out injured, who's another top player. Josh Windass, he's not kicked a ball so far this season. Shadipo, we've got on loan from QPR. He played his first game, or made his first start on Saturday. He looked really promising and exciting. Berahino, obviously we just signed him. Again, he made his first full debut on Saturday. So
how was he on Saturday?
He was good. He should have had 2 goals. He obviously scored the first. Then he had a glaring header, which he put wide. But yeah, he looked good. He looked sharp. Obviously, he's been playing over in France, so he's not like he's lacking any match fitness or anything like that. But yeah, I think we're just. It's a strange one because we've got so many players and we're struggling to fit them all in the side. I'm guessing you're probably having the same issue as well.
So true.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. One thing I'm certain that is going to happen on Saturday is Penny will probably score a 30 or 40 yarder or something ridiculous in the top corner. It usually happens. Any player that plays against us that's left us, he's nailed on to score. Happened with
we'll take it.
It happened with Fletcher when he went to Stoke. He scored one, so he was the last one to do that to us. So yeah, if you're a betting man, put a tenner on Penny scoring on Saturday.
Yeah, well, I might well do. He scored one already for us.
Yes.
So who knows? Who knows? But you mentioned your style of play there at the start of the sort of the Bannon talk.
Yeah.
What would you label your style of play like at the moment? What do you try and accomplish with the football?
Tippy tappy football. It's trying to. We're trying to be too attractive, I think. Look, everyone likes playing that attractive football. Like I said, there's only been 2 occasions where we've been playing well this season. Like I said, the first 20 minutes at Shrewsbury, and there was a 15-20 minutes at the start of the game against Fleetwood, both at home. They're the 2 times where where it's been clicking, and you're thinking, Christ, this is a good side. Do you know what I mean? Other than that, it's just been. I think we've not been perhaps as physical as what we need to be. Like the midfield, on some occasions we've had Wing, Byers, and Bannon. They're not strong. Do you know what I mean? They're technically very, very good, and on the day when they're playing well, they're probably the best midfield ever. But when we come, like for example, against Plymouth, they just got bullied, and they're not strong enough. Again, I allude to the fact that it's League One. It's not, we're not playing Premier League football, and it's very tippy tappy. It's almost like we're trying to walk it in the back of the net, which. Yeah, I've seen some of the comments, people saying that it sounds like the same with Ipswich as well. You've just got to have a shot at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good watching attractive football, but we just want to get out of this division. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to be stuck here, a la Ipswich, Sunderland.
No. We don't want to be stuck here either. So we don't want
to be longer than we need to be. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely right. That leaves us really to sort of talk about the scoreline, or we think the scoreline will be this Saturday before we let you go, James. So your score prediction, please, sir, and a goal scorer or a player we should look out for.
Well, the players should look out for. I mean, Barry Bannon's obviously the obvious one.
Yeah.
But another one, I would just say Shadipo. If he starts, plays out on the wing. He looked exciting on Saturday. He's one of them players that. When you have a player that when he gets the ball, you think something's going to happen, and he's that player. He'll attack the fullback. He'll try and take him on. He's got a good left foot on him, so he's definitely the player to watch out for. In terms of score prediction, if you'd have not beat Lincoln last week, I'd have said you're gonna beat us hands down, because normally when a team's on a bad run, just play Sheffield Wednesday and you won't get a result, but. My heart's saying obviously I want to win. We're due a good win, a 2 like a 3 or a 4-0. My head, perhaps a 1-1, a 1-1 draw. I would say I will be, even though a draw would be perhaps a bad result. That'd be 4 games we had to win. At the start of the season, if you'd have looked at the fixtures. Taking out of consideration, how you've started, Ipswich would be a tough place to go. So taking a point at Ipswich isn't a bad result. It's just the fact that we've only picked up 1 point in the last 3, which kind of you're thinking, oh, we need to get a result, but you can't come away too disgruntled if we only get a point.
Okay, love it. Well, James, hopefully you'll drop by. Are you going this weekend?
I'm not going this weekend, but. Just on another thing as well, and if you listen to the podcast, but one of your ex-players joins us every week, Giles
Coke, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him a player really, but he was definitely was employed by us.
Yes, I know. But he joins us every week, and he gives a good insight from
good stories. I hear.
Yeah, he has got some good stories. Some good stories. We did obviously we've done an interview with him. That's before he came onto the podcast. We've got part 2 to come, which is more of his time when he was at Ipswich and the other clubs. But he has got some good stories to tell.
Look forward to it. No, I look forward to it. And I'll drop some links in the chat to you. But James, real pleasure. Thanks for coming on, and have a great weekend, but not
good luck starting
not
Tuesday.
A really good one. Yeah, absolutely.
No worries. Thanks for having me. And
cheers, James.
We'll see you when you come for the return fixture.
All right. Oh, certainly will. Yeah, a few beers on you. Look after yourself, James. Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers.
All the best. Bye. So, it's the right time. You got to feel it's the right time to be playing Wednesday. 3 without a win, could be 4 if they don't get one this Saturday. Just feels like maybe when when Cheltenham plays was the right time for Cheltenham, this could just be the right time for us to see what Wednesday are all about. Stop Bannon, Coxie. You stop Wednesday, by all accounts.
Yeah, like you said, hopefully Mr. Cook was watching that. But stop. Have we got the players to do that? Probably yes.
Well, hopefully yes. I'm just going to share the screen now because we are going to do our draw. What happened was Town won a game of football last week, you see. So what that means is I put on social media, Town win, you win. Across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All you had to do was follow the account and tag a friend that you felt would enjoy an away day's beer, and you could win a pack of their new beer. Their new beer, of course, is two beers. It's Portman Road and Walkie Wonderland, something like that. Yeah, they look. The labels, I know Josh has done some really has done a collaboration with the Kit Factor for the labels. They look really, really superb. If you've not yet had an away day beers, then well, quite frankly, what are you doing? Go to their website now, links in the chat, get involved, get yourself one of those lovely beers. There's quite a few that I like. I'm just trying to find the new one that they've got. It's not on their website that I can see. But
am I on this wheel? I'm not, am I? Oh,
no, here we go. The Kit Factor pack. So it's $14.99 at retails. This next people are going to win it for free. The Kit Factor pack. You got it's Portman Road. That's the one. Portman Road and Walk to Victory. Absolutely love a bit of it. So I'm going to draw this. We've got 2 winners. Town win, you win. Who's winning the first pack of Portman and Walkie?
Come on, the Coxie. Come on, the Coxie.
Walk to
I'm
victory.
going to go Yenny.
Come on, Coxie.
Oh, look how close you came. Oh, it's going to be... No, Sarah Davies.
No,
Sarah
Davies.
Sarah, yes. Sarah's won. Oh, absolutely brilliant. That's
She has
great.
walked to victory.
It's always good when when someone you win, someone wins that you see every home game. And it's, really good. Really, really good. Sarah Davies, give yourself a round of applause. And the second one incoming.
Go on the Coxie.
Come on, the Coxie.
Come on, the Coxie, he says. Come on, the Coxie. Here he comes. Here it comes.
He's miles away. No, he's miles away.
He is going to be Kerry Davis. It's going to be Kerry Davis. There we go, Kerry Davis from Facebook. I will get in contact with you and with you both. So Sarah Davis, DM me your address and I will get that sent off to you. Kerry, I will try and hunt you down on Facebook and get that sent off to you. Wow, there we go. Look at that. Town win, you win. If Town win this weekend, fuck knows what I'm going to do. This could get very, very poor very quickly.
I'm really disappointed because I'm not there on Tuesday. I've got to go to Lodge, so I can't watch I want to see 2 back-to-back victories for the first time in about 8 years. So I'm really disappointed that I'm only getting half a bloody experience out of it.
You got to go to where? Sorry,
Lodge thing I do. So yeah, I can't go to it, which is a shame. I love a Tuesday night game under the lights. Is magical, isn't it?
It is magical. I'm sad that you're going to money. Closing the show. Medication changes, mate. That's never good. Anyway, closing the show. Bold predictions. What are we going to go for this weekend? Coxie, score prediction.
Bold.
Well, I would usually go for my 2-1, but what's been said by James, that one side defends well, the other side attacks well, so it should be the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. So, I was expecting Ben to say, well, if Wednesday are on a bit of a lull, if they, same as James said, what team people want to play is Ipswich, but we've got to keep that building block going. I don't think a draw would be a bad result. It would be another building block, but I am going for a very slender 1-0 win to the Town.
Okay, a 1-0 win. That sounds like a bold one to me. I mean, that does sound quite good. 3 points, delightful points. Ben, Milk Tray Man, Oh, look at that. Sarah Doe, thank you, Matt. I'm hyped. Never won anything. Well, there you go, Sarah. Just for being a Talking Town community member. Got yourself in the draw.
Well done, Sarah.
Boom. Got yourself lovely beers on the way. And it took her 5 seconds to enter a free competition. Look how happy she is. That makes me happy.
It will heighten the celebration or it will dull the pain. Either way, you win. Fantastic.
She's now reliving that Lincoln win all over again. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just what. Love that. Anyway,
amazing. Man. For me, you see, predicting the score is a bit like a relationship. No, I'm not going to do it. I would say, you want bold. I want to give you bold. I want to go for 3-0. I want to go 3-0. I want to say 2 from Bon, and I think Selena's going to get one. I think the momentum of the crowd, something shifted. I saw a shoot of green, and what happens when something shoots out? It flowers. So I'm expecting something quite special this weekend. I feel it. I think it. It just seems right. And they're not on the best of runs, as you just heard. And I just think 3-0. I think this could be our statement of intent.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I'll take it. Don't forget, we're live pre-game show. Sir Ralph Ramsey statue. Come by, say hello, speak to all the Talking Town family. And watch the show unfold. Bastard Ben, you reminded me of the Fast Show then. Swiss Tony.
Yeah, predicting the scores like making love to a beautiful woman. Yeah, you've got to see what's in front of you. You've got to go into it. Yeah. Great. Good call.
And we're a live post-game show as well, Sir Ralph Ramsey. Even if you're not going to the game, you can catch us on the YouTube, the Facebook, all the normal places. So get a part of the match day experience with the Talking Town platform. Bringing you closer to the action, even if you can't come. But hopefully you can. That should be a different app altogether. Sorry. This is going to be right off the rails. James B. Selena will be bang up for it on his return. Yeah. Absolutely. Can't wait. We're back live tomorrow at 8:30 for the press conference reaction show. If you've not yet seen that, the premise is quite simple. I take what Cookie says in his press conference that's been spread across the internet, bring it into one show and give it to tomorrow's contributors who are Rich and Callie and Rich. Excellent. And I say, look, Paul Cook said this. What do you think he actually meant with this? And what do you consider to be your opinion? So that's always a good show. I really do enjoy that. Join us 8:30 tomorrow. Safety Guy says, great show. Thanks, guys. Hit the like, says Mike Woods. And Colin Plum, the coach whisperer, says, see you Saturday, Gov, in the car park.
Don't forget that again, Colin. Don't forget to subscribe, Lee 3000. Come on.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, till tomorrow, 8:30 with love, with care. That has been Milk Train Man. That is Bricktop Coxie. This is Talking Town FCA 2021 finalist, and it's your platform. And he's now dabbing.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.